In other words, keep the same.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Indiana Scratch Classic here from Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl, Lafayette, Indiana, the location. Great day for bowling. It's been a great weekend so far. Scott Gilmore, Chad Lester here in the broadcast booth. Mike Aulby will join us later on this morning when we get into the match play portion of this event. Different than the Indiana Masters. This is eliminator style format. They'll bowl 2 games, and so many will be eliminated in each round. We'll have 4 bowlers on your championship pair when all is said and done on 5 and 6. Right now you're watching lanes 19 through 22 here. But it's been some really good scoring here, Chad. Much higher than what we're accustomed to, but, that's okay. I don't think every event has to be a grind. If you throw it well and you're matched up, you can knock some pins over. And Ryan Burton, your 2022 Scratch Classic champion, and he was in the finals last year as well in 2023, came up short, but he absolutely wrecked them yesterday evening in the 5 p.m. squad with games of 258, 278, 245, and 257.
Wow. That
is your high score, plus 238. Ryan Spear, who bowled the 5 o'clock squad too as well, he bowled fantastic. 259, 248, 247, 248 for a plus 202. Your squad leader from yesterday at the 1 o'clock squad, he'll get a bye, and that's Bailey Maverick. Shot 961 with games of 278, 201, 233, and 249. Yesterday, we had 142 entries, and 10 guys were plus 100. Very unusual. In the past, we've seen roughly about plus 25, 26 get in. They took 28 bowlers yesterday. It took plus 62 to get in. Some notables that did make it in. One of your finalists from a few years ago, Brent Boho, made it at plus 82. Zach Weidman, a champion of the Indiana Masters, made it in as well at plus 71. Ben Sobel made it in at plus 63. Other scores from the area, Billy Hibbert at plus 113. Michael Cottrell from the Fort Wayne Warsaw area plus 133. And Ryan Schlosser from Evansville at plus 137. So some great scores. Aaron McCormick, a past champion here at the Indiana Masters. One of the early winners from a long time ago. Matter of fact, I'm going to look over here. 2004, Aaron McCormick won the Indiana Masters. He had a great day, too, as well. The runner-up this past year, just a month ago, not even a month ago, a couple of weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
To Ron Hurt. Aaron McCormick finished second in that Indiana Senior Masters Championship. He's plus 107. So he's right there in contention as well, looking to add the Scratch Classic to his already impressive Hall of Fame resume. Before we get too far along, we want to thank our sponsors, the Indiana State USBC sponsors, as the Indiana Scratch Classic is brought to you by Brunswick. From the latest releases and product information, like them on Facebook at Brunswick Bowling or go to brunswickbowling.com. Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl, bowling, billiards, games, birthday parties, corporate events, and more. What are you waiting for? Arrowheadbowl.com. And A1 Automotive. Keep your vehicle running like new. A1cardoctors.com. A lot of exciting information and news out here in the bowling world, especially Brands of Brunswick are one of our major sponsors here for the Indiana State USBC events, Chad, and they have some big releases coming out. November 21st. I know they're really excited, and a lot of bowling fans are too as well. Hammer with a couple of balls coming out. The Effect Tour coming out November 21st. Returning to the Tour covers using Tour V3 Solid, helping Effect Tour combat medium conditions and creating a predictable and smooth continuous ball motion. I know a lot of guys love the Envy Tour, the Obsession Tour. I know there's a lot of bowlers that are going to be really excited about this ball right here, the Effect Tour.
When that was announced, there was a lot of people commenting that ball is what they need.
And another release from Hammer called the Anger. The Anger's length and skid flip motion are unmatched in the Hammer lineup. We start with the modified version of the infamous core, a dynamic core with high RG designed for length. Adding that HK22 cover with a CT reactive flip additives make this the most responsive hammer ball on medium to lighter conditions. I talked to Zach Weidman about this, and he's really expecting to see a lot of down lane motion. He said if you want to look at other brands, you might consider maybe the High Road Pearl, something very comparable. So again, a couple of releases coming out for Hammer on November 21st. Head to your favorite pro shop near you for a opportunity to pick up one of these two hammer balls, the Effect Tour and the Anger. Matter of fact, you could just go to one of our sponsors, Tim Mack Victory Lane Pro Shops in Indianapolis, if you want to check those out at Expo, Western, and Woodland Bowl. So anyway, we'll have some more information about your upcoming releases for the brands of Brunswick. I know I'm excited to get a couple of these in my hands, add them to my arsenal too as well. We want to thank you for watching here on YouTube on our YouTube channel, Savage Bowling TV. We're going to be here all day long. 9:30 a.m. squad will cut to the top 12 players in this squad. They'll advance to the noon semifinal match play, eliminator style. We'll have 40 bowlers here vying for the coveted Indiana Scratch Classic Championship. Not only do you win money, obviously, great trophy, the nice big eagle, everybody wants that. You get the title to your resume as a player, but you also get an entry into the USBC Masters. So you could parlay that into a major championship along the way. So a lot at stake here from Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl, the Indiana Scratch Classic. Bowlers wrapping up game number one. Not a lot of scoring here. I see a 247, 223, see a 222 in front of us. Fans, it took plus 62 to make it yesterday. That was after 142 guys bowled. So that is about a 215 average. So we're looking at, my guesstimation, probably somewhere, Chad. It could be up maybe plus 80.
Yeah, yeah.
Potentially. A lot of great talent bowling this morning, too. Scotty Kramer III, Benji Martinez, PBA player, who actually made the show, I believe, at Championship Lanes and Dave Small's event. Bowled really well in that show. Past champion Jimmy Cook, he's bowling this squad. We have Jeffrey Mann bowling this squad, Corey Hersha, Trent Marner, State Hall of Famer, senior player, a talented one at that. Nick Squires bowling in this squad. Purdue University well represented this weekend too as well, and Ryan Burton, former Purdue player. You got Trevor Parov, Carson Opella. We got a lot of players from Purdue bowling in his. Lucas Francis made the. Lucas Wiseman is a reporter on bowling. Used to work for the USBC, but Lucas Francis, a real talented junior for Purdue, left-hander. He bowled real well yesterday,
wait
too.
Wait till you see him.
Lots of power. Matter of fact, Lucas was plus 89 for his 4 games yesterday. Bowling fans, if you are a competitive player or want to bowl for somewhat fun too, you can go to the indianastateusbc.org for all of their events that they have throughout the year. You can get your entry forms. You can pay online. Upcoming events, the Indiana State Masters, the largest single scratch tournament of the year. 25th anniversary coming up.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and
additional squads.
Yeah, and we're going to have a
bunch of other stuff.
Friday night squad.
Yeah.
And right now, there are 400-plus entries just on Saturday, we're expecting to maybe have a sold-out squad on Friday night. It's going to be exciting. 25th anniversary. That is January 31st through February 2nd at Championship Lanes in Anderson. Also coming up, the Indiana State Open Championships, February 15th through May 11th from Pro Bowl West in Fort Wayne. Youth, you have your championship coming up February 22nd through April 6th at Vigo Bowl in Terre Haute. We're going to be broadcasting live the Indiana State Queens on March 1st from Championship Lanes. We'll see all the talented ladies in the state of Indiana make their way to Anderson, Indiana for that coveted title there at Championship Lanes. Indiana State Senior Championships, March 29th through May 4th at Country Lanes at Lowell, Indiana. Then the women, their championships take place March 29th through April 27th from Richmond 40 in Richmond, Indiana. And then we have our big youth events, the Indiana Youth Masters Queens, April 26th and 7th right here at Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette. And your Youth Pepsi Championships, May 4th, May 10th, and 11th from Championship Lanes in Anderson. You can get all of your information. You can get entry forms, pay online, all the stuff you need right at indianastateusbc.org. Get out and bowl. It's a great time to be a bowler. Tons of events. The Indiana State USBC does a fantastic job in running all of their tournaments. Jeff Circle, the tournament director for not only the Scratch Classic, but the State Masters and the State Queens. Fantastic job. Everything runs so smooth. And this is great to see, Chad. This is one of the largest, I believe it might be the largest turnout for the Scratch Classic that I can remember.
I don't think they've ever gotten over 200 entries.
Yeah, 202 entries to be exact, I believe. And what a weekend it's been. And, boy, one thing that we'll say, we're just going to preface it with this. This tournament has delivered some of the most exciting championship matches ever.
Yeah, you get 4 good bowlers down to that Final Four, bowling for, 2-game total pin match. It's been good the last, 3 or 4 years at least.
Oh, well, last 2 years it has come down to the 10th frame. And last year it came down to the 10th frame between 3 bowlers.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And Jimmy Cook has won this before. He's right in front of us. But actually, Matt Sanders, clutch play down the stretch. Unbelievable. If you want to watch some really crazy bowling and some exciting bowling, you need to go on our YouTube channel, Savage Bowling TV. Click on our old live streams. Look for the 2023 Indiana Scratch Classic. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, well worth. It only takes, about an hour to bowl the championship match with 4 guys?
Not even that, probably. But still, I mean, didn't Kevin McCune need to strike out to put a lot of pressure on Matt?
I don't think
it was something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't Kevin McCune. He bowled when E.J. Tackett won.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember who it was, but maybe it was Ryan Burton.
Yeah, Ryan Burton was right there.
Yeah. But go back and watch. But it was something like that where somebody could have struck out to really force Matt to, strike out himself or just lock up the match. But it came down.
Well, Gene Perez has been in numerous championship matches. He did not even bowl this weekend. So we're going to have some new. A
lot of new faces.
We're going to have some new faces. We could have some new faces here in the championship match. Matt Sanders not here. E.J. Tackett not here. Gene Perez not here. So but we've had some really exciting finals here at the Indiana Scratch Classic.
Yeah, once the match play portion or the elimination style match play, however you want to call it, starts, it gets pretty exciting. They're bowling 2 games around, cut the field in halves. All you have to do is survive. And you bowl 2 good games and move on. When we get down to the Final Four, if everybody's bowling about the same, it's pretty close.
Yeah, on 7 and 8 is Benji Martinez, PBA star, that young player from, I'm hearing he's residing in Chicago now. Here's your look at him.
He throws it so well.
These young kids are so good and talented. He represented himself extremely well.
He sure did.
At Dave Small's championship lanes event. PBA obviously just releasing their schedule not too long ago, and here we are again, the U.S. Open at Woodland Bowl, the same week that we're at.
The finals.
The Masters.
The finals are that weekend again. So I don't know. Maybe we get down there for the practice session. We're not going to be able to get down there for the last round of match play.
Yeah, we've always tried to get down there for the finals, even the TV show, and now this is going to be 2 years in a row. We're going to miss out on that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We love the Indiana Masters. So many players, so many people that make their way to Anderson, Indiana for that event.
For some of these bowlers, that's what they look forward to every year. It's just that event.
Yeah, it really has become the event that you have to put an asterisk by.
Yeah.
I can't miss that event. You could pay online. Entry forms are out. You could pay online. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
We're watching right here in front. This guy tried to pick up a washout, and a pin hit it twice and moved it. Didn't knock it down, but
hey, Mike just brought me a gift.
Oh, my goodness. Mike showed up. Now, wait a minute. How come
I have to share him? This is mine, and you got his coming.
Oh, I noticed how you hand it to him.
Well, it's nice of him.
Well, I appreciate that. Mike, great to see you.
So if you missed the broadcast 2 weeks ago, his wife started a baking company, Ella Parleen Baking Company out of Carmel, and she just brought us.
Yeah, we were giving him a hard time about
some goodies.
We'd love to be able to, sample
like
some of these.
Yeah.
So Mike hooked us up, and wow. And he puts it in a nice bag. I got to take a peek at this before you end up getting all in there. Oh, wow, look at that. They're already prepackaged, Chad. So, man, we're in heaven here. You know, one thing we're going to have to do, we're going to have to hide these from Aaron McCormick.
Well, I think Mike was bringing Aaron some, too. That's what Aaron was talking about. But he still might steal them.
Yeah, hey, we got to be careful here. But want to thank you for watching.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, a question. Yeah, Chad, you just answered that. It's a 4-game qualifier.
Yeah, 4 games. They're going 1-5 out of this squad, make it to the next round, starting around noon today. So I think that'll be about, 40 bowlers total?
Yeah, we'll have 40 bowlers. I believe, I don't know how many, 1 or 2 get a bye.
Yeah.
One round. I know Bailey Maverick gets a bye. That's big.
Yeah, it is. So they'll go, I'm assuming they'll go 40 to 20 to 10 to 4. That's what I'm guessing.
I don't know if they make big, steep cuts like that.
Well, it's usually half. But usually when it gets down to the
I know he tries
10,
to get it. Yeah, I know you'll go from 10 to 4.
Yeah.
And that's when
I believe it's half.
That's when it gets really, really tricky.
Yeah.
And very competitive. You know, these guys
and each round, those scores drop each round. So
yeah.
It's just like a new tournament every round.
And the tough part about it is you're going to move several pairs. So you're gonna see something totally different that second game. It's important for you to get lined up as quick as you can. We've seen it on numerous occasions where it just comes down to less than 5 pins in order to advance. So,
well, especially if you're bowling one game at the high end and have to come down here to the first 10 lanes, 2 completely different centers. The first 10 lanes are newer, a lot newer, because they added on lanes several years ago. And if you don't know the center, it can be a shock to you sometimes.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the nicest centers in the state of Indiana.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you right now. You know, we love coming here to Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl for 2 reasons. One, because it's our hometown. It's the shortest drive for us, right? You know, we get to sleep in our own beds, right? We got to be here real early in the morning to get set up before the bowlers take the lanes. But the other reason why, too, is Mike has us perched up here way up above the players behind 5-6, the championship pair, and we got a great view. And it's nice from where we sit. They take great care of us. You know, we love going all over. You know, Dave Small, and Angie Collop, and their staff at Championship Lanes and Anderson, they do a fantastic job hosting events. And we're so lucky here in the state of Indiana that we have proprietors that really do care about the tournament bowling. And it's just always a fun trip for no matter where we go. They always take great care of us. Matter of fact, locally, just last week, Arrowhead Bowl just hosted their local trios event. And they had
you bowled in that.
Yeah, they had a full house of 40 teams of 3. So bowling is alive and well right now in this state, and it's great to see people come out and respond.
Yeah, and that was a fundraiser for BVL. They've done this tournament now 3 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
But it all goes to our local veteran.
Thanks for watching here on Savage Bowling TV. If you're in the chat, good morning. And we'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, feel free to shout something out, who you're rooting on. We'll try to make sure we get some coverage of your favorite player as much as we can. We're going to rotate cameras. Here we're on 3, 4, 7, 8, 11, 12, and then 19 through 22, or 11 through 14, and 19 through 22. So we're going to move things around.
Yep.
Now, one thing.
Every 3 frames or so.
They're using lanes 3 through, looks like 32.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to the finals, they're going to use the high end of the house. We'll probably have we'll have one camera.
At least one camera the first round, depending on where they go.
Then they come back down here towards us as the rounds move along. So one thing Jeff tries to do is not overuse lanes throughout the day. So they do a fantastic job. And
yeah, they'll almost be moving to a fresh pair each round. Well, yeah, pretty much every round. And that's what he tries to do in this tournament.
Yeah, so before we get off the air this morning, we're going to try to get you some cut numbers and your top 12 players from this squad. So we won't leave the air until we get you your players that will move on. And so we're really excited always to be here for the Scratch Classic. You know, I do love the head-to-head match play that the Indiana Masters provides, the double elimination. But, man, I do like the eliminator style, 2-game total pins. It's really creates a lot of drama and tension. Every shot matters so much. Here we are on 7 and 8, and great shot there right in front of us, and Vu Duong there.
Yeah. What's the shirt say today? I'm on a roll.
It looks, I believe those are pictures of sushi.
Yeah, it is. He's got the best shirts.
Vu has got some really clever shirts and jerseys. You know, big fisherman. You know, he'll go down to North Carolina and those areas and fish the ocean, and he's a big fisherman, and he's netted himself a couple of really big fish.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he does it competitively, but yeah, the fish I've seen on his Facebook pages are huge.
Good morning, Mr. Hanna. You can go to the Team app. If you have the Team app on the on your phone, smartphone, you can download that. You can search the Indiana Scratch Classic, and you can save that, and there'll be results there for the 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock squads from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to find the link, and I can just post it in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, I believe you can also go to, I don't know if they have it posted on their website or not, at indianastateusbc.org.
Probably do.
You might be able to find it there as well. Once we get standings for game number 1 here. We'll get those to you.
And we'll probably get those standings before they're updated on the team app. All right. All right, just posted the link in the chat, and I'll pin it to the top.
I was curious to see how many they would have this morning, and about 10 till 9, I wasn't sure. And
yeah,
then,
they kind of come in at the last minute, didn't they?
And then all of a sudden, you got a nice large squad here this morning. 60 players. Top 12 will make the eliminator-style match play portion of this event. That's one thing, too, is in this event when you're seeing the scoring pace a little bit higher than in the past, when you're throwing some good shots and you leave that wrap 10 or stone 9 or whatever, boy, it really frustrates you because you know you need to carry a little bit more than what you might have had to in the past. I like the scoring pace. I feel like if you're bowling well, you should be able to average a pretty good clip. But still, you still have to throw good shots. It's not close your eyes and throw it wherever you want.
Yeah, you still get penalized for missing. Looks like on 9 and 10, Trevor Prove has 279 pace. He opened in the first frame. He's got the next 8.
Well, he was going to make that black hammer work.
Yeah, he was.
It didn't matter what it was doing on. He started on 3 and 4. I don't know what he started with, but he wasn't. He wasn't going to give up on it.
No. I did see him leave like flat 7 a couple times. One time, the 9 barely got out on the flat 7. So he was just having a hard time getting it to go through the pins.
Yeah, I know Ryan Burton yesterday was using a purple hammer. So was Lucas Francis. And then I talked to Ryan Spear this morning and asked if he threw urethane, and he said no. He threw the Pride Dynasty. He's on motive staff.
Right.
He threw the Pride Dynasty, and he said he never was right of 24.
Wow.
So he started in there and just kept migrating left, he said. Now, I looked at the pattern. It's only 20, I think it's only, 25 mils or so?
Something like that.
Yeah. So not a super heavy volume pattern, so you're going to see a lot of transition, which I like. You want to see versatility in these players. And those guys that can be versatile have a great chance to make their way here to the finals.
Here comes our teammate.
Good morning, Stephanie. Thanks for watching this morning. Sure, we'll see you after the holidays at the Indiana Masters. I know you and your husband always bowl.
Comes our teammate down the 3 and 4, Zach Collier. He had 215-200 starting off.
I mean Woody?
Yeah. Yeah, wait until you see that uniform. And it does look like uniform, not just a jersey. He's got the whole thing going on.
When you got the jersey and the pants to go.
Yeah.
I was going to give him a hard time. I'm like, if you're going to dress like that, you better bowl good. You got pressure on you.
Well, he's plus 15, it looked like, after 2 games.
No, he's right there.
Yeah. A lot of bowling left.
Well, you looked at some of the scores in Game 4, and some of these guys really jumped up. Jimmy Cook yesterday, he shoots 255 Game 3. there's a chance Zach Weidman went 182, 238, 205. He's outside the number and then shoots 246 his last game. So you can really move with a big game, and that big game is out there.
Yeah, I did see several games, that fourth game, that people really shot up. I was watching Aaron McCormick. Well, I wasn't watching, but I was looking at scores last night when I was sitting at home, and after that first squad, Aaron McCormick really didn't bowl that great. Looked like the first 3 games, but then shot 235, I think, the fourth game. So I was like, well, he might have found something, and obviously he did, so since he's made the cut.
Yeah, if I remember right, he bowled both.
Yeah, he ended up bowling the second squad.
Yeah, he was -8 in the first squad, and you're right. He finished with 235, and then he comes out 248 game 1, then kind of had a hiccup there in game 2, 179, but then comes back plus 80, 245, 235 the last 2 games. So there's nothing wrong for me. When you have the ability to throw a lot of strikes, us as bowling fans, we like to see strikes.
Sure.
But what we like to see are guys that really have to execute in order to get strikes. And I think that's what you're seeing here. Some guys are really executing well. And the talent, these young kids are so good anymore. It's just so impressive to watch. Scotty Kramer now with 4 in a row right here in front of us on 3 and 4.
Yeah, speaking of talent.
Yeah, open in the 6th and 7th. So he's got a chance to sneak out a 207 here. He's going to try another ball. Bowlers wrapping up game number 2. And Carey giving us the standings after game 1. And there's always these bowlers with the last names that you know you're going to butcher.
You got one right off the bat?
Yeah. I'm going to say Wayne 4. It's Foeher. 278. What a start.
Yeah.
Corey Hersha with 247. Dallas Brawley with 232. Carson Opella 232. Benji Martinez 228. Ben Caldwell bowled real well at the Senior Masters, 225. Jacob Lewis right here from Lafayette, 224. John Long Jr., 223. Vincent Price, 222. Cameron Bollinger, who's had success here. He has made the finals here at the Scratch Classic from Terre Haute, 222. Mike Cowell, senior player from Kokomo, 221. And David Watkins Jr., 221. That's your top 12. Guys just outside after game 1, Trent Marner, 217. Zach Collier, our Wednesday night teammate here in Lafayette, 215. Other notables, Zach Newman, 204. Jimmy Cook, 203. Jeff Harris, 202. Jeff Mann, 191. Scotty Kramer right here in front of us finishes with 207. He had 188 his first game, so he's got some work to do. Scoring pace right now, we talked about it. You could see maybe plus 80. I'm going to say that's going to be a little lower than that. I think 60 over could end up being a good number to get in. Lots going to depend upon what players have done after game 2, because obviously they're moving. Some are moving from one end of the house to the other, and that can get kind of tricky.
Yeah, for sure. And then, how the pattern is going to change in the last 2 games. We've seen some pretty good scores the 4th game, so you're going to see some players sneak in after that 4th game, I think.
And Mike Hanna, I think, posted which I didn't know, Wayne is a Lafayette player, a Lafayette bowler. Well,
oh, nice.
It's so many people that you don't know. You don't get to meet, I'm assuming he probably bowls right here at Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl. I don't get a bowl over here on this side of town. So there's a lot of guys you don't know. So,
yeah, we get over here for city tournament. And some other things sometimes.
I bowled here last weekend for the
Yeah.
Baker Trios. Always love bowling here.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so much room. And, boy, they got a lot of, we'll talk to Mike a little bit later here this morning. But they're getting ready to have a major renovation here.
As soon as this tournament ends, tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, they're going to start. They're going to start in. And
I think the bowlers are going to love it, too.
Yeah. So it should be exciting time here to be a bowler at Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl when they get all this done. And the Indiana Scratch Classic brought to you by Pinhead's Entertainment Center. They have it all. Bowling, games, birthday parties, corporate events, and private suites. Go to bowl@pinheads.com. Tim Mack's Victory Lane Pro Shops. Don't settle for anything less than victory. Locations inside Royal Penn, Woodland, Western, and Expo in Indianapolis. And Championship Lanes. Enjoy bowling, games, and great food at the premier Family Fun Time Center in Anderson. No matter the occasion, an outing at Championship Lanes is sure to be fun. I want to thank our sponsors again for all of their contributions to make this broadcast possible. And we got a full slate of bowling coming up. This kind of, the Senior Masters kind of kicked things off 2 weeks ago. The Scratch Classic. And then we're going to have a little bit of a break, but we're going to be busy the rest of the winter. We have a lot going on here on Savage Bowling TV. If you're a fan of bowling, you have to subscribe, like us, right? You won't want to miss out. Friends. Absolutely. Yeah. Indiana Masters, January 31st through February 2nd. We'll be doing the Indiana High School Bowling State Championships. That's going to be at Expo event. Bowl.
Yep.
That's a two-day event. And we'll have that coming up. Then we'll also have the Queens from Championship Lanes in March. But I believe right before that, Chad, it's either right before or right after. I apologize, I don't know the exact date. But we're going to be with the we'll have a youth event from Kokomo.
Yeah, it's the let's see, I have all this.
I do too, but I'm just not prepared.
Okay, we're looks like February 15th and 16th is high school bowling. March 1st is the Queens. March 8th is the Indiana Youth All-State. That's the high school All-State tournament.
That's a high school All-State event that we'll be at.
And middle school bowling, I think that's May 17th, and that is in Kokomo.
Yeah.
And then June 7th, we'll be back in the Louisville area for the Indiana-Kentucky All-Stars.
Yeah.
And then the Hall of Fame ceremony kind of concludes our year.
Yeah, so we'll be pretty busy. Hey, if you have an event that you are interested in learning more about live streaming it, bringing it to anyone across the internet, feel free to reach out to us at Savage Bowling TV. We have a Facebook page. You can get on there and message us. But we might be interested in coming to your event. And always, the bowlers really love having events live streamed. It's always a lot of fun to broadcast. I know there's a lot of great events coming up, too. I know the USBC does a fantastic job with their events and all the PBA stuff, as they're going to be busy here in January for the PBA. We're going to try to make some stops this year. We'll probably be out at Woodland for practice sessions, I'm sure, for the U.S. Open. And we'll try to get out, too, as well.
That's the only Indiana event this year. Last year they were in Anderson. But they're going to go to Jack 60 for the Players' Championship.
Yeah.
One of Dave Small centers.
Yeah, Dave's really excited.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
think about
awesome.
it. I mean, you're hosting a major.
Yeah.
How big is that?
That is awesome.
That is pretty big.
Back down here on 3 and 4, you see Woody getting ready to bowl on lane 4.
Oh. Well, he did start off with a double.
You think you can get us uniforms like that for our Wednesday night team?
Yeah,
with
no.
the Savage Bowling TV logo?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I mean, it looks good on him.
Not us.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't pull that off.
No, me either.
Oh, just misses a hair right. 3-8-10. Excuse me, 2-8-10. I always, laughing at senior masters with Mike. I kept wanting to, what I see, what I leave. When I leave that, it's this because I'm left-handed. So
you got to take your head, your brain, and turn it backwards.
I've been. I guess it's hard to break old habits. I got to work on that. Smart there to get 2. 2 is 4. Game 3 here, just underway. Goes by fast.
Yeah, it does, especially when there's a lot of strikes. More than we're used to. I shouldn't say a lot. Just
that was
more
like
than we're
leak
used
for us on Wednesday night.
We got a.
Both teams threw a lot of strikes.
Yeah, we did.
And
well, that pair we're on has a history of high scores, so. And it's an end pair, which nobody likes bowling on the end pair usually.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at that center.
Yeah, 23 and 24. I don't have a problem being on that pair at all.
No.
I'd rather be there any day of the week than 21 and 22.
Uh-huh.
My track record on that pair, not very good. All right, another look here on.
Ooh. We turned the camera on him, and.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zach.
Well, and you get a little confident, too. You start off with a double, and you just leak a couple of right. And if it doesn't read quite right,
yeah,
there you go. I believe Zach's going to walk down and grab another ball.
He's going to the bathroom.
No, he's going to
he's going to the bathroom. He's like, yeah, that shot makes me want to throw up.
Now he's going to try something else.
Another ball.
Well, remember, he's coming from the other end of the house,
so
he is a little tighter down here on the front 10. Not a lot. It's getting worked in quite well.
Yeah. It'll eventually even out.
Yeah. He's going to try and mesmerize here on the field ball. And I'm always, too, I mean, you want to try to make that, but you don't want to give up any pins.
Right.
What looked like he was going to be off to a great start now. He's staring at back-to-back opens here in the third and fourth frames. Boy, you see some guys miss some single pins, and that is absolute death.
Yeah, you can't miss spares when the scores are high.
And
Braden's got the same problem.
Yeah, he went Brooklyn strike the frame before, and then there's the old overcorrect. Even though scoring pace is high, it's sometimes just hard to get comfortable.
It is.
Because one little tiny mistake, you could pay extreme penalty. And he's going to go back to back to back. 210 combinations. This one, the 2-8-10.
We've seen in this house. We've seen in this house 2, 3, and 4 being very tricky.
3 and 4 has always been tricky.
Yeah.
We love the fact the championship pair is on 5 and 6.
That's right. And what is it with 3 and 4 in some houses? Anderson's the same way. 3 and 4 kind of has been tricky in the past.
All of a sudden, Zach went from looking pretty good here at the start of the game to some trouble.
Yeah. What they got going on here on 7 and 8? We got Trent Marner here. Except I'm on the wrong pair, aren't I? Well, he's on 9 and 10.
Yeah, he's on the
You'll
pair
see him
over.
off to the right of our screen.
Far right. Left-hander from Kokomo. Oh, a little trippy of the old 6-pin there. He went strike open, so he's looking for he's trying to get any break he can get.
Yeah.
That's sometimes too frustrating as a player when you miss and you feel like you pay full penalty on every miss. It's nothing you can make. It's separated by 15, 20 boards, and Trent bowling with Ben Caldwell on his pair.
Yeah, Ben bowled pretty well a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
at the Senior Masters. And to have some of the power that these two-handers do. These are really the one-handers.
Yeah, there's some one-handers in here with some power, too. I mean, Lucas Francis is one that can generate a lot of rev rate.
Yeah, and speed. He has both.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, looks like we have the scores here for after game number 2. And leading the way is Trevor Prove, plus 60. Trent Marner, plus 44. Mike Cowell, plus 41. Evan Dervalis, 436. Also at 436, Carson Opella. Chris Colquitt at plus 34. Riley Porter, plus 32. Then we have Jeff Harris, Ben Caldwell, both at plus 29. Jacob Lewis, plus 28. Nick Squires, plus 25. And in 12th place, the cut line with plus 21, Corey Hersha. So that's after game number 2. And we're about halfway through game number 3. So plus 21 is the cut line after game 2.
One reason bust. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a troublemaker again, but obviously we saw something different. sums up the weekend so far. Cut all out. It certainly did. I didn't think it was going to back the pocket. I knew it was back there. Ooh, I saw it shoot through the front. So I'm like, oh, that's trouble. Yeah. I thought it was 2-8-10 off the Yeah, it popped through the there we go. Just enough. But let's prepare the match. Yeah, it's not just like completely. 4 bagger gets you back to par. Right. 4 bagger 8 square gets you back to par. Just enough. Yeah, because you know you can use it sort of whatever it is. 17, 18. You got them all. All right. I'm not playing games. No, not I mean, I don't see anybody in Europe thing. I don't see that having any better of a look for the last thing.
All right, back from a little hiatus here, and man, just wanted to walk down and look at some scores, and boy, there are some guys bowling really good. Nick Squires just shot 235. John Long Jr. had a chance to shoot about a 250 game.
Oh, wow. There's big one here was in front of us.
Yeah, Benji Martinez has the front 7, I think it is, or front 8, one of those two. And he's down close to, he's on one of our TV pairs, if I remember right.
Looks like 13 and 14.
Or just off to the left of it, one of the two. But some other big scores, too, as well. Boy, I watched Jeff Mann, who had a chance to shoot 229 if he struck out in the 10th. First ball in the 10th, just left an absolute blower 9-pin. Head pin came back across the front 100 miles an hour right in front of the 9 and missed. So with the spare strike, he was going to shoot 219. But, you know, way I'm looking at things here, Chad, I don't think 219 a game is going to be enough. I don't know.
Yeah. And even right here in front of us, we had 256, 223. But I don't know what the rest of their games were, but
you're looking at this right now, Chad, plus 21
plus
is in.
21.
So
yeah.
You don't think that's going to be enough, but I think
it's going to go up.
I think it's going to go up, but I still feel like I'm going to still stick to my guns that plus 60 is totally safe.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 256 here in front of us, a 223 in front of us here on 5 and 6. I'm telling you, the championship pair, ladies and gentlemen, is a great scoring pair.
It's like Benji went through the nose after having the first, 7 or 8, whatever you said it was. He's down on 15 and 16, so he's out of our camera range.
Looks like he went, looking at the 3,
6, 7, 10.
Yeah, 3, 6, 7, 10.
Yeah.
That's
very left of your screen.
Yeah, that's makeable.
Yeah.
And he missed the 3-pin.
That counts important there.
Lost 2 pins and count. And right now he's on the outside of this cup plus 12. So.
Well, this game's going to help.
Boy, Wayne started out with 278, really struggled game 2, didn't he? 134, back to plus 12, just like that.
Yeah, and was that, I don't know where he started the first game, but did he go from low end to high end or high end to low end?
Yeah. Well, Trevor was able to finish that game out to get to 268, so.
He leads.
A couple of seniors, too, right there. Trent Marner, Mike Cow, those two have bowled together for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And they're right there neck and neck at plus 44 and plus 41. What did our teammate finish with here in front of us?
You can't have him, Aaron. He's looking at our bag. Aaron
Hey,
McCormick's
get away
here.
from that.
He's got his own bag, but he's asking for ours now.
No.
I'll give you guys can split one.
These look like the toffee ones. Yeah. That's
He's
what he
trying to
asked
help
for.
us out. We appreciate that. Mike took care of us.
He was offering his to her.
Oh, I know. He's generous.
Yeah. Trent doesn't have a very good game going this game.
The Ella Pauline Baking Company.
Yes.
We'll make sure that
I'll get that in the chat.
We'll pin that up there. And the other thing too is we're gonna have to ask Mike the significance of Ella Pauline.
I think
it's got to be something.
It was her mother's name.
Ah, my grandmother's name was Pauline. A name you don't hear very often anymore.
No.
That's
Trent can strike for 150 this game.
Trent really struggling here on, looks like 9 and 10.
So her bio here on her Facebook page, I'm going to post the link in the chat. It says, I'm a cottage baker from Carmel, Indiana, who specializes in organic sourdough bread. Ella Pauline was my mom, the original baking in my family. Or baker, sorry. So, yes.
Well, Trent's going to go from plus 44 to minus 6, just like that. And he's going to have a big game number 4. Again, that's what we talk about in this event. It can change so fast. Quick. You could go from out of it to in and way into it in one game, and you can also go in to out in just one game as well. There you go. We should probably try to pin that near the top if we can.
Yeah, I've got the standards there, and I can only do one thing
Oh,
at a
okay.
time.
All right. Well, that'll stick there for a while.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
we'll post
check
it
out
if we have to, if it gets out of the chat.
Check out the Ella Pauline Baking Company on Facebook. And, again, thank you, Tammy, for the cookies. And
yeah, we'll try these once this round's over. It'll be our lunch, since this is going on during lunch.
yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe, Mike's always been kind enough to treat us to lunch here in between.
Yeah.
They were talking about on the entry form, the match play was going to start at noon.
Yeah, it's always later than that.
Yeah.
They have to re-oil.
Yeah,
all
they're going to
these
have to
lanes.
rerun all the lanes because I'm not sure how far down they're going to go, but they got to run.
Mm-hmm.
They'll run everything from all the way to the high end that they're going to use all the way back down here to 1 and 2.
Yeah, they'll rerun the whole house because
Yeah.
I'm imagining he's going to start on maybe 41 and 42 and come this way. He'll make sure he gets at least one of our cameras in play here for that first eliminator round.
Absolutely. And Mike will be in the broadcast booth for our match play. And always enjoy talking bowling with one of the greatest to ever throw it. And Mike Aulby. I've got my almost my second cup of coffee in. I'm in great shape. I should make it the rest of the day. I'll switch to water here so I don't go crazy. Again, thanks everyone for watching this Indiana Scratch Classic here on Savage Bowling TV. Scott Gilmore, Chad Lester in here for the final qualifying squad for this year's event. 12 bowlers will advance to, I believe it's 12 and ties, will advance to the eliminator style match play portion of this event. And it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one thing you won't see as a roll-off because of a tie. It'll just take that extra person through.
That's the easy part of running a match or an eliminator style, because you're going to get to this number regardless at the end of the round, no matter how many's there to start. Also want to thank Lane Talk for providing scoring here. That's been a nice addition for us, not to have a camera set up on the scoring monitor. So Lane Talk, really nice for us to have. Love it when it's in the centers we go to.
Yeah, we can get it on some of the pairs. It works out really well. It's hard for us to get 4 lanes, but at least we, at once, but we can get the 2 for sure.
Jacob Lewis here with a nice start on 3 and 4 with the front 4, Lafayette player. And it looks like he's sticking to urethane too as well. That's one thing, about that particular ball is it allows you to keep your angles in front of you, and as long as it still finishes, guys are going to use it.
Yeah.
Nice ball there.
Way to shake him up.
That's a double. Record turnout this year, 202 entries. Great to see this event grow.
I tell you, with the scoring pace like this, and if you're not scoring too well or not bowling too good, having 4 bowlers on a pair doesn't give you much time to think about the next shot when you're trying to figure out what adjustments you need to make.
Well, you better be, here's the thing. If you're lined up, you love it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're up about it feels like about every minute.
Yep, it's a good pace.
It's a great pace if you're lined up. Boy, all of a sudden, 3 and 4, that's been a tricky pair. We have a lot of strikes right now. Now here's Jacob Lewis on lane 3. Oh, another nice shot.
Yeah, he's one of those bowlers that he gets hot.
He can throw a lot of strikes.
We bowl with him on Wednesdays, and we've seen him a number of times bowl really well.
Right now, plus 21. Corey Hersha, the number. But we know one thing is Trent Marner is falling out of that top 12 after game number 3. Bowlers are in their 4th and final game of qualifying. Then we'll have a break. They'll rerun the lanes. And we'll come back with match play here.
Yeah. That's when the fun begins.
Absolutely. Even as a player, for me, I always loved, qualifying was never my favorite thing. And I thought, man, it's just any way I can get through qualifying.
Yeah, you're just posting a number when you're qualifying.
I love the match play part of it. The head-to-head, I enjoyed as well.
Yeah, you've always been good head-to-head.
I've always enjoyed the Masters. Now I get to participate in the senior part of the events now. Now, I don't, people might say lucky. Well, you don't rush your age any. I would love to be in my 20s again.
Well, yeah, 20s with the technology the bowling balls have nowadays.
Oh, man. It's one thing that
Combined
these companies, especially Brunswick, do so well is there is so much research, testing done for these equipment, for today's equipment, and it's unbelievable what all goes into coming out with bowling balls anymore. The chemical engineers per se, right?
Yeah.
You're studying so many things, not only physics with how the cores rotate, how they flare, but then you also have the covers. You have the chemical compounds in the covers, and obviously right now with Brunswick with their new covers with the HK22 additives in them, and they have really hit some home runs here. And we'll talk more about some of these upcoming releases. November 21st, to be exact, some new releases coming out. We'll close our show with some more information on those. You can always go to all of the websites. We mentioned the Effect tour and the anger from Hammer, you can go to hammerbowling.com for more information on that. Jacob Lewis now with another strike. His streak ended at 5.
Did you see what he left?
I did not.
No, I didn't either.
He went 9 spare and then back on the strike train. Isaac Irwin here on lane 4, another two-hander. Oh, with a great shot there. Now he's got a 3-bagger.
Look at this on 7 and 8.
Jeff Harris
A few strikes here.
working on a spare strike. Comes in high, almost Brooklyn. He'll leave the 6-pin. You know, our condolences to the Harris family with the loss of his son, Corey, a few weeks back. Obviously a very sad time for Jeff and his family, and we want to send all of our well wishes to everyone in the Harris family and also all of the friends that knew Corey. Such a great young man, and I know he'll be dearly missed by his friends, his family, and obviously his parents. So our condolences to the Harris family.
Because he just looked, he didn't catch it, he just looked up at the camera and smiled. Jeff did.
Jeff, a really, really nice human being, I tell you. You know, you can't go wrong. I mean, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
I feel sorry
as
for you
as well as
say.
I. But yeah, yeah, him and I have had our conversations about that. Unfortunately for us, none of them really good.
No. Yeah, fortunately, both your favorite football teams are not faring too well this year.
Yeah, Purdue football, really atrocious.
Yeah. I don't even watch. I don't want to put myself through that every week. But IU, kudos to them, man. We can root for them. As much as it pains us to, but when somebody's having success like that.
Yeah, my days of rooting against IU is, well, I'm not one of those fans, right?
No, I'm not either.
You know, hey, listen, Indiana has yet to play a ranked team, but they have handled every team they've played quite easily. Except for yesterday's game against Michigan.
But their defense played well.
Yes. Unlike past Indiana teams, their defense is very good.
Yeah. Now next week they get Ohio State, right? So
yeah, you know, and here's
the true test.
Yeah, everything on the line in 2 weeks. They're off next week.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they have a bye. They're off
play
next week, and then they play Ohio State, and then
Purdue.
obviously then they just have a JV game against Purdue on the final weekend of the season.
You might see a lot of backups for them playing. Well, I mean, that's good to get a bye week before you go into Ohio State.
They got
extra prep time.
Some will say they got 2 byes
Yeah.
out of the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, of course, they're not going – put it this way. I really like this Kirk Signetti.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll put it this way. They're not playing any backups, Chad. They are going to throttle Purdue if they can.
Yeah. And they're going to love probably every minute of
Absolutely.
it. So, yeah, you're right.
There's no love loss.
The gas is foot's going to be on the gas the whole time.
Yeah. All right. Getting some text here from John Verbich. John, I hope, wish you well, my friend. John just had some knee surgery done.
Oh.
And I know he's disappointed not to be out there competing, and hopefully he'll get well soon and get back on your feet and be able to get out here and compete once again. I don't know if you're going to be good enough to, I should say healthy enough to participate at the Indiana Masters next year, but we hope you are. And John, one of the extremely talented senior players.
Yes, he is.
He's got a banner up here somewhere. Yeah, back in 2014, he won the Indiana Masters.
There's so many banners hanging in the center that they couldn't even put all of them on the masking unit.
Yeah, there's not enough lanes.
There's a ton over to our left.
Yeah. Mine is right next to John's. I was fortunate enough to win the Scratch Classic in 2013. Matter of fact, speaking of Trent Marner, that's who I beat. Trent Marner and Phil Raymond, a name you haven't heard probably for a long time. Phil, not really a competitive player like he used to be, and but I was able to hang on for dear life. Phil had a chance to beat me in the 10th frame. If he doubled in the 10th, Phil would have won. And first ball in the 10th, he threw an absolutely great shot and left the 7-pin. The head pin came back across in front of the 7, and on his first ball in the 10th, and then I won. So, and it was one of those situations where I just felt like a huge monkey or a huge weight off my back because I had finished second in the Masters 3 times up to that point. And so it was great to finally get a win. And I think anytime you can win, it's a great feeling. The money's great, but, man, that's one thing they can't take away from you is the championship. So Jacob with a chance here to shoot. Ooh, bucket here. Wow. He had a chance to shoot 259. He's got to make a tough spare to get to the 230s. Isaac Irwin with a 4-pin in the 10th here on 3 and 4. You can see that in your far left side of your screen. All right, Jacob with a spare strike, 239. Good game for him. We don't have game 3 scores yet.
Nope.
But we know he was plus 28 coming into game 3. So that's going to put him, without knowing, that's going to put him 67 over. So we're not sure what he had game 3. We'll get those scores as soon as we can. And Isaac Irwin shot 227.
Hey, speaking of the devil, here you go.
Oh, look, we got scores. Well, let's see where Jacob Lewis was plus 62, Chad. He's going to be 101 over for his 4 games. John Long, the leader, with plus 82.
He had the 277, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas Brawley, 675. Trevor Parab, plus 67. Wayne Four, he goes 278, 134, 251. What a roller coaster 3-game set that was at plus 63. Jacob Lewis plus 62. Benji Martinez plus 62. Nick Squires and Evan Dravalis plus 60. Jeff Harris plus 51. Cameron Bollinger at plus 33. Carson Opella plus 30. And Porter Riley, your number, at plus 28. So,
wow.
Looks like Chad plus 40
That's what I was thinking
could even get in. Yeah, 210 might get in. Other notables, Jimmy Cook plus 20. Trent Marner plus 19. I think we might have a score in there wrong. I didn't think Trent shot 175 his 3rd game, but
no, he had a shot.
He had 150.
150.
Yeah, I think he shot 150, so he's even lower than that.
Yeah.
Corey Hersha, after his 247 start, is minus 9. Joseph Litton with a rough start at 158, but 243 his third game. He's minus 10, so he's right there. Scotty Kramer minus 17. Zach Newman minus 31. Jeff Mann really struggling. Chad, he went 199, 133, 218.
That's surprising for Jeff.
Minus 50. So he's really going to, when you're thinking right now, plus 28, he's 78 out of the number. I mean, that's doesn't bode well. And Jeff Harris here in the number at plus 51 is trying to stay there. He just left the bucket. He's got 131 in the 7th. He is in 9th place. He's just looking to get to that 200 mark in this game. I tell you, a local player that a lot of guys aren't familiar with that I think has all the tools to be a really good player, just needs a little bit of guidance, and that's Freddie Landis. You're going to watch him here. He's on lane 8 right now trying to convert the spare, which he does. Freddie throws it. He's got a really solid physical game.
He does.
You know, Freddie's, I think he struggles with what ball to throw under what condition.
Yeah.
But he has, I think, all the tools to be a very talented player out here.
Yeah, you guys always talked about him, and I'd never seen him bowl until he subbed in our league last year. I was like, he's pretty good.
And he's got a really good physical game.
Yeah.
You know, there's two-handers that are really good, and there's two-handers that just don't have a really good physical game. And Freddie has a really good physical game. Joseph Linton on a 2:58 pace. Scoring. Some guys are really bowling well, and then there's guys that are really struggling. All right, we're wrapping things up here for the 11 or 9:30 a.m. squad here. Once we're done, we'll try to get you the totals of the squad, get you the 12 bowlers that will advance. Again, the Indiana Scratch Classic brought to you by Brunswick for the latest releases and product information. Like them on Facebook at Brunswick Bowling or go to brunswickbowling.com. Mike Aulby's Arrowhead Bowl. Bowling games, billiards, birthday parties, corporate events, and more. What are you waiting for? Arrowheadbowl.com. And A1 Automotive. Keep your vehicle running like new. Visit a1cardoctors.com.
So I'll work on that before next squad. Maybe I can.
All right. Games wrapping up here in front of us. Some really good scores sitting out there. Joseph Linton here with a chance on 7 and 8 to shoot 279. Oh, and he gets the first one in the 10th. Well, that puts him in the 260s. Let's see where he was at after game 3. Well, he was minus 10, Chad. So
wow, that's going to help.
He's going to wreck someone else.
Yeah. Well, you have somebody here at the front 6.
Well, that's Corbin Snow.
Yeah.
Purdue player.
I would say we probably just jinxed him, but where was he at? Because, I mean, he has a chance to
he's got
make a big move.
He's got his former Purdue teammates in front of him, or behind him here, and Lucas Francis and Ryan Burton. All right, bowling fans, again, Brands of Brunswick with some major announcements here on upcoming releases for their product lines. And Ebonite's coming out with a brand new ball called the Real Time. Raise your game with the Ebonite Real Time, designed for bowlers who are looking for a sharp break point. This mid-performance ball combines looks with cutting-edge technology to maximize your scores without breaking the bank. For more details, go to ebonitebowling.com. And this is a symmetric shiny with some additives into the cover. And myself being on Ebonite staff, real excited about this ball. A benchmark ball that I think has a lot of versatility. I think you'll be able to leave this shiny for some more medium volume patterns, and you'll be able to sand it if you want to get it to read a little bit sooner. Just got mine in my hands, haven't thrown it yet, but it's gonna make its debut Wednesday night. But again, the Ebonite Real Time coming out November 21st, and also another big release coming out called the Deviate Heckler. And get ready to revolutionize your game with the Deviate Bowling Heckler. Deviate's groundbreaking leap into asymmetric technology for the world of no-thumb bowling. So some real interesting technology here for all those guys that bowl with no thumb, your two-handers, and even our teammate Zach, who is a one-handed bowler but does not use his thumb. Yeah. For more details, go to deviatebowling.com. So this ball going to be real aggressive, but a lot of – one thing with this dot technology, you don't really have to worry about where you lay it out. You can drill right through it.
Yeah.
Some great technology here from the Brands of Brunswick. The Deviate Heckler. Go to a pro shop near you to pick up one of these or the Ebonite Real Time. And when we wrap up this squad, we'll give you the next two releases coming out from the Brands of Brunswick. Exciting times for bowlers as Jeff Harris with a nice spare strike to finish his game with 191. That's going to put him at, he's 51 over, so he's going to be 42 over. I think that's going to be good enough. And Evan Dravalis with a messenger almost left the 5.
5-7-10. There was 7 was standing for a second here.
Well,
it's clear down here on 5 and 6.
Chad, he's another one of those that's trying to hang on for dear life. He is plus 60 right now. I think he is going to need to at least spare here, and I'm sure he'd love to double here in the 10th.
Yeah.
He might need to mark here to stay inside the number, and he just missed the 10 pin. And that's what's so tough when you're battling not only the lane condition, but sometimes you battle yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And you're watching the scores.
Start squeezing.
Yes.
Now arm swing's not quite loose.
Ooh. Well, we were going to switch. Corbin Snow had the front 8. Comes in light, leaving the 2-8. And let's see where Corbin was coming into this last game. Chad, he was minus 17. He just put himself
in contention.
Corbin and Joseph Litton just ruined somebody's chances here. And
a couple people.
And unfortunately, could Evan Dravalis be one of those? Mm-hmm. He still has 184 out there, Chad. I think right now he's put himself in a position where he's going to have to double.
At least.
And on this pattern, even though what some might say how more open it is this year than in past.
It's still touchy.
It's still, yes, you're right. I think if Evan would have just spared out, I think he'd have been comfortably in.
Sure.
That would have put him in the mid-180s. That still would have put him in the 40s. I think that would have been enough. But is the 30s going to be enough? I don't know. Oh, and he pulled this one way.
High pin.
I think that's a situation there, Chad, where he let the open in the 9th kind of affect him. here in the 10th.
Well, and he's watching what Corbin's doing too, and you got to wonder if he's thinking about that. Like,
Well,
man,
yeah.
he's going to pass me.
Well, he was 73 pins ahead of him.
Yeah. Then it's like, man, I'm not going to make the cut. So it's all of that into one that he's thinking about.
174 minus 26, that would put him at plus 34. That could still have a slight chance.
It's going to be really close.
But Jeff Harris is going to stay in front of him. I don't know what guys that are in. I don't know what Carson Opella or Porter or Riley Porter have done that are just right below him. But we do know one thing. Corbin Snow and Joseph Litton is going to go around. Somebody right there, too, on 7 and 8, 244. Yeah. Oh, then he throws a really good shot. I know he's got to be kicking himself.
Now it's just about.
Now you're
praying.
You're hoping you're the number. You're hoping you're the number. Trent Marner struggling here too, Chad, in game 4. This is going to, we're watching this, and you're thinking, oh, this guy's got a great chance. However, we're going to run the lanes again, so you're going to see some changes here. Again, want to thank everyone for watching here on Savage Bowling TV. This is the 9:30 squad this morning. We'll take the top 12 players, and they'll advance to the eliminator style format. And Corbin Snow with a great 277.
Yeah.
He goes minus 17 to plus 60, just like that. Now, that's what I'm saying. You never know.
He subbed for us a couple times last year on our Wednesday night team and bowled pretty well. Dave Hertz in the building.
Want to thank everyone for watching. Appreciate you in the chat. All right, just a few lanes going here.
Might be about where our cameras are at. That's the only lanes.
About 11:45. I'm going to guess, Chad, it's going to be more like closer to 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That we're going to get started here.
But, the match play portion does not take long.
It goes
by quick.
Yes,
because
it
the way
does.
Jeff has it all set up. They bowl their 2 games. He figures the standings. They come in and they redraw for their next lanes, and they just go. I don't even know if they do any practice on those lanes. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's going to go by pretty quick.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 3-4 on a pair.
Yep. I think the first round is the one that goes the longest, maybe because there's more people on a pair.
And he might only put, I would assume he'll have no more than 4 on a pair.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll try to spread them out. It'll go by really quick. And we're going to
that's all of our bowlers that are on our pairs.
Yeah.
It's got really quiet in here. All the lanes got shut off.
Yeah,
25 and 26 is the only thing. It's the only pair that's going, and they might have just finished.
12 bowlers from this squad Mr. Scheimer, will make the cut to match play, and 28 from yesterday, so we'll have 40 players. I do believe there are buys for at least, I know Bailey Maverick will not bowl the first round. But bowling has concluded here for the 9:30 squad. We'll get you scores and results as soon as we get them. Want to go over one or a couple more of the upcoming releases for the Brands of Brunswick. A big, track had a ball, almost had a ball of the year in the Theorem. Well, they're going to come back out now with the Theorem Pearl. And this is one of the most anticipated releases of the year, the track Theorem. Our engineers cracked the code with a new Theorem Pearl. The best way to create a complement to the line was to start with the same core and cover base and just add a Pearl to that HK22 Prime Response cover. For more details, you can go to trackbowling.com. But the Theorem Pearl, one of the most anticipated releases, and the Theorem that they had come out, which I believe was hybrid, was one of the most popular balls in their entire umbrella this past year.
It seems like anything they put the HK22 on is solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Columbia 300 is going to bring something back you might have heard of before, the Ricochet Pearl, backed by popular demand and revamped to dominate today's lanes with cutting-edge technology. Experience the perfect blend of classic and contemporary with the Columbia 300 Ricochet Pearl, where proven excellence meets innovation on the lanes. For more details, go to Columbia300bowling.com. So another anticipated release here from the Columbia line. And, of course, the Ricochet was out long time ago.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's an old one.
Yeah. So it's interesting. A lot of these brands coming back with some old names and some old favorites, too. So just like, in the past, Ebonite came back out with the one remix. So some of these balls that you've loved, if you're an older player, would be more familiar with.
Teal Rhino Pro.
Yeah, the Ricochet Pearl right there in that. Now, if I could just get the guys from Columbia to come out with the Boss, bring the Boss back. Hey, man, we got something there. But
what a ball.
Go to a pro shop near you to try to pick up your Ricochet Pearl or Theorem Pearl. Release date, November 21st. All right, we're going to shut things down here. We're just going to take a quick break. When we get results, we'll leave the stream up. When we get results, we'll come back on the air with the 12 bowlers who will make their way to match play here from the Indiana Scratch Classic. You're watching it exclusively on Savage Bowling TV.